Good morning, and welcome to the banks of this dreary piece of lake. We're going to have to battle a little bit against the elements today. They are not being kind. We're in this very light drizzle at the moment, and it's playing havoc with our ability to even get the camera out at the moment. So what I'm hoping against hope to be able to do is to get a couple of images while we can. And my best friend this morning is going to be the microfiber cloth, I think. You've just got to keep an eye out that when you're wiping, that you're not smearing. So I'm just going to go straight in with this image, I think. I'm guessing, just judging this, that it will be a 4-minute exposure, and we will just have to go with that. I'll turn this light off. Yes, I might have to turn you off too. Our second composition of the morning, I've focused in on this little section of trees. I've had to change my lens to 32 to jump in. I'm currently at all the way up to 64. Set it for a 60-second exposure, ISO 100, and away we go. Right, that you can see that light has changed. It's now quite bright and bluey as opposed to yellowy, if that's the right term, earlier on, sort of orangey brown. There's a tiny touch of pink here and there, which means the sun is rising over there. So my next composition is this little central tree, which got a lovely little shape. So I need to get down relatively low. So to do that, I'm just going to whip out the central column, and I'm going to just put this behind you nice and safe with my bag. That's us nice and low, I think. On a very short capture, because I quite like the ripples in that. Always remember to put your ISO back. Yes, that's lovely. So I'm going to do a longer exposure. It's giving me 2.5 seconds at the moment. That's at f8, so I'm just going to bump that up a bit. And bump it up to f16, maybe f18. Let's see what it gives us. 13 seconds. So that should give us a minute with a 3-stop. Throw it straight in and done. There we go. Nice, well exposed, pretty. I just love the magenta tones that the camera picks up. You can just about make it out with your eye, but the camera really does exaggerate that. So I'm really pleased with that one. That's very nice. What I'll do is I'll put the 3 images up. I think it was 3 seconds, 25th of a second, and a 1 minute exposure. Tell me which one you prefer. It's a lovely composition. Let's creep into the water slightly. There we go. Let's make sure that we are nicely level. I may need to pull back. I think I need to pull back slightly. So if anything today is about, it's a game of several lenses, I suppose. It's the 23 when we were earlier on was far too wide and everything was too small in the frame, and here the 32 was far too close. I could have moved back and zoomed in a touch, but the zooming in would have brought that background, that far bank, compressed it, and it would have been more apparent in the scene, whereas the 23 because the illusion throws it further back. So perfectly exposed, wonderful. What I might do, I might actually take my own advice. I'm going to come back slightly. The image that we've got, and remember that this is this video is cropped to 16:9. But you can see it's in reality there's not a lot of space on the left and right. There's more than you can actually see at the moment. So what I want to do is just pull back. Just pull back, and probably I don't want to lose those reflections. Or probably here gives us a bit more space because we're a touch further back. I'll just level this. There we go. Yeah, so that looks a bit better, and it just gives us a bit more play and a bit more space around the elements, just giving us a bit more negative space. Well, not even negative space, just enough space for the subject to breathe, to have space to stretch, rather than being hemmed in by the corner of the frame. let's see how we go with this. Yep, the shapes work. I do need to get lower, I think. And the sky is boring, but so will the water. So I'm going to do 2 shots. I'm going to do one pointing up and one pointing down, because I'm unsure about how or if which is going to work best. So F18, 60 seconds, and let's go. It's a shoot of 2 lenses, schizophrenic changing of lenses. Nice, well balanced, and so I'm just gonna pop this down the other way, and I'm looking at the focus peaking. It's all on yellow on the trees, which is perfect, and that gives us another 60 seconds this time, the majority being water. Somehow that feels better to me, but we'll see. Maybe because I'm tilted up into the sky, we've got nothing happening because it's pretty mushy to start off with. Whereas if you tilt it down, you'll smooth out that water, but there'll be a hint of a reflection, which will give interest and hopefully draw your eye to the tree. And the trees don't need to take you up into the sky because there's no interest. So I've got a feeling that this one will work better, but we'll see. You know, it's just not interesting. There is a rock here that I could move in, and let me I hate doing this. I'm just going to do it this one time. I'm just going to move a couple of rocks into shot, and I haven't got my wellies on, so he says he can move the rock. The rock ain't budging because it's in clay, so he's not moving that, so he's going to go and get a rock from over here. There we go. And that's probably not in the right spot. But you know what? I ain't going to move it if it is. And it's not in the right spot. Oh, okay. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Once more. Oops. Where it needs to be. It's about there. Oh, here we go. A slight recompose. Out of breath. It's very heavy. And let's I'll have to take 2 shots. One at the moment and focus on the tree. Secondly on this cheat of a rock. Yeah, it's a cheat. I don't like it. I'll put it up all the same, but I prefer, if I can, to take things as I find them and not stage them. So I'm letting you know I'm doing this, and I'll throw it up just to see if it works in terms of the composition, so I know what to look out for in the future. But yeah, it's not the most appealing of rocks either. It just happens to be the nearest one to me. It's quite ironic that I couldn't struggle with this one, the little rock, but I was prepared to heave that monolith over here and put it in the shot. So yeah, we'll take 2 shots. One focus on the trees, one focus on this rock, and if necessary I'll blend the 2. I am at f18, so potentially it'll be in focus anyway, but there we go. We'll take that and we'll see how we do. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you've had an enjoyable morning. I hope I haven't bored you swapping lenses in and out, in and out, in and out, the tripod up and down, and yeah, and watching me have a hernia dragging this rock into frame. What else can I say? Thank you for coming along. Thank you for supporting me. Wherever you are, please stay safe, look after yourself and your loved ones. Until next time, see ya.